So in this video, I want to tell you how I quit nicotine while working a 9-to-5. So I was battling with the addiction for a little over a year, and I was slowly starting to realize that I needed to quit. Well, one of the biggest reasons why I needed to quit was because I just got diagnosed with acute bronchitis. And I'll put a picture up on screen. And the funny thing is, I didn't quit for another 2 months after getting that diagnosis. I had went through several failed attempts following the general BS advice that people give you, and none of it worked. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what helped me quit nicotine while working a 9-to-5. Same job I'm in now, I just got off work. It's been 8 months since I last struggled with nicotine, and my life has gotten infinitely better, and I wish the same for you. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm going to help you learn how to quit nicotine while working a 9-to-5. So the first thing I want to say is that most people will tell you that you need to call out or take a weekend or do it on a Friday so that you can relapse and recover. Well, that advice didn't fucking work for me. That is bad advice, and I'm going to tell you why. The main reason why that's bad advice is because when you do that, when you take the mental bandwidth to like, okay, I'll call out sick, I'll take a week off, I'll do it over a weekend, you are actually giving the vice, the addiction, the demons, the nicotine demon more power than it deserves. Nicotine is a relatively mild addiction to recover from. And this is coming from somebody that had terrible thoughts. Like, I thought the withdrawals and the cravings were going to stay with me forever. It was going to be horrible every single day for the rest of my life. I'm going to think about nicotine. And let me tell you, that is false. That is false. What you are doing when you prescribe this, what is the word for it? I'm just going to say prescribe. When you prescribe to this or subscribe to this logic of thinking, this rationale, this line of thinking, you are giving it more power than it deserves. So what I did, and what I recommend you to do as well, is when I was trying to quit, I did it during the week. I had a full 5 days left to work when I was quitting. So I started on a Monday or Tuesday. It's kind of hazy when I did it, but it was during the week. I was working during that time. Holy shit, this sun is blinding me. But that is what I did. I did it through the week. I did not take days off. I did not do it over the weekend. I had tried before and failed miserably, because the thing is, this is the important part, you are not distracted when you do that. The whole premise behind quitting nicotine, the way that I did it, is that you are taking the power away from it and distracting yourself throughout that process. So the thing that you need to do is distract yourself as much as possible. Go outside, work out, play video games, work. That is exactly what I did, and it helped so much because 8 hours of the day, I was busy doing tasks in my work. I was busy listening to videos in my AirPod like I do now. And when I got home, I would work out, I would play video games, anything to take my mind off of the fact that I was withdrawing from nicotine. And I want to put this into perspective for you, the power of this distraction. Can you recall a time when you went like an extended period, a pretty lengthy period of time without smoking? So usually when I was first starting to quit, I couldn't go 5 minutes without smoking. And there would be days when I went like the whole day, pretty much the whole day without smoking. And I realized, oh shit, I haven't smoked all day. Well, I didn't feel any withdrawals or cravings at all, because it wasn't in my mind. Can you think back to a time when the same thing happened to you? You were too distracted with work, games, going outside, hanging out with friends. You were too distracted with that to actually think about smoking. And the funny thing about this is that you most likely didn't feel any cravings or withdrawals. It wasn't even in your mind until you started thinking about it, until the thought popped back into your head like, oh yeah, I haven't smoked all day. Then you get that feeling in your throat like, I need to smoke. You get that pain in your head that like, oh, I need to smoke. That was when you started to feel those symptoms, only when you started thinking about it. So when you take a weekend off, or you call out for a week, you take off PTO, vacation, whatever it is that you want to do, when you do that, that is when you are actually giving it power again. That is when you are not being distracted. That is when you are going to sit at home, lay up in your bed, and like fucking rock in your bed thinking about how badly you want to smoke. That is when things like you start looking up how to hit a vape that was thrown in a water cup, or you fetch that vape that you threw in the fucking garbage. That's when you start doing things like that, and I did that so many times. So don't feel embarrassed if you have done something like that, because I did that countless times. Do you see what I'm getting at? The distraction is what is going to make the first 3 days easy peasy. And by the way, withdrawals and cravings, they only last for like 3 days, 7 max. For me, it was like 3 or 4 days, and I was good. And with the power of just distracting myself with work and games and going outside and talking to people, it was so easy because I took the power away from the addiction. No longer was it, oh man, the withdrawals and cravings are gonna be so bad, I'm not gonna be able to do it, I'm gonna relapse, I can't do it. Oh man, I really just need to get a puff. That was gone now. That was like 95% of the battle. Just gone like that. So if you work a 9 to 5 and you are trying to quit nicotine, do not call out. Don't call in sick. Don't take any time off. Work throughout the day. Sit with those cravings and withdrawals. Distract yourself. Because the more power and the more mental bandwidth that you give to the demon that is nicotine addiction, the harder it's gonna be for you. If you just say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to work, I'm quitting nicotine, yeah. Oh, I'll just listen to something at work. I'll work a little harder today. I'll put in a little bit more hours or something. Then that is not so bad. That is, in my experience, the best way to quit nicotine while you work a 9 to 5. The best way. Most people will say that you need to have the time off. You gotta be able to relax and get it out of your system. Well, the thing is, now you are giving yourself all of this time to ponder about your addiction, and you are spending more time thinking about it, which is leading to an infinitely more possibilities to relapse. Because let me tell you, the first 3 days, that is the hardest part. After that, you're good. 3 to 7 days, you're good. Now, after that, it's just about maintaining it. Just don't smoke again. That's it. So, this is my advice to you. If you are working a 9 to 5 and you want to quit nicotine like I did, don't give it the power that it is trying to get. Because those cravings and withdrawals, that is the demon inside of you fucking dying. That is it crying out for more. Crying out, please feed me, keep me alive. Please give me more nicotine. And you're gonna say, fuck no, I'm not giving you shit. You're gonna die. I'm gonna work. I'm not gonna give you any extra energy or mental bandwidth. No more than you deserve. Which is 0, by the way. So, that's it. If you are trying to quit nicotine, that is my number 1 advice. If you are working a 9 to 5 and you're thinking about giving yourself more time to relapse and withdraw or not relapse, what am I saying? Not withdraw and indulge in the cravings. It is terrible. Do not do that. Okay? If you want to hear more about what I have to say about quitting nicotine, there's a full guide in my channel. You want to click that. I do go more into depth about the mindset regarding quitting nicotine. This is more just for 9 to 5ers that get told the BS dumb ass advice that you need to call out. And that's it.